let's just kind of zip through. I've got some time. There's Night Snarl the Tormentor. I'm pretty sure that's not actually their name. Okay, so that's minion life support. That's faster casting. No, faster casting on the lightning would actually be pretty good, with the exception of the poison. But maybe I could reorient that somewhere else. Maybe. Oh hey, I leveled up. Actually, isn't that one of the perks I was kind of going for? Yeah, we can get Grave Intentions. 2 extra zombies. Oop, that's not summon. That is. Zombies! I'm up to 7 zombies. I really wish I could actually skin them as statues, like the skeletons. Because I'd buy that microtransaction in a heartbeat. And now I'm officially lost? No. I'm just going the wrong direction. Do you just have 6 spare skill points? No, it's 6 spare refunds. Slightly different. So if I make a mistake or if I want to switch something around, I am able to. Raise specters up. Probably pay more attention to cripes. How do you get this many people? How do you keep them fresh? I like how they didn't really bother modeling it after a certain point, so they just go like not bananas, you just kind of end up with like weird flesh cluster texture. It's amusing and lazy. Petey, I'm gonna be honest with you, I realize that these things are kind of just your pet project, but they really don't make great guards. I fought tougher koalas than these. I'm not even joking. I mean, it might also be one of those that power creep is insane. Wow. Still having first, even a couple days later. That really speaks for the sheer depth of this game. Or breadth. Or both. Maybe they're importing people from Lordran. I don't know if Lordran have enough people to spare. Actually, no, you really don't see a whole heck of a lot of the full citizenry. Yeah, they could have actually just exported all of the bodies out here. Wonder they can inflict bleed. Oh, my enemies? Yeah, okay, that might be a bit of a concern. Speaking of Lordran, I guess not exactly the same, but Return to Yharnam started this week. I was tempted to load that up, but I just don't know if I have the time. I don't know. I would very much like to play Bloodborne someday. I was originally hoping to play multiplayer with somebody else, but I don't think... Well, yeah, that didn't pan out. Let's see. Oh. Door open. Open Cessa door. Can I just get over here? Yeah, I can. The cards certainly look like something straight out of Yharnam. Or Dark Souls. Let's see, when are you going to do the next From Software game? Probably, yeah. My one problem with it is they tend to be really difficult, and I tend not to have the patience for that kind of thing. Without other people to play with. But I will probably anyway, just because. I just remember hearing from people that it took like multiple hours to beat certain bosses, and I'm like, I usually rage quit around 3. More than that usually requires some serious amount of fun. But I'll probably just play it because... I don't know. It also does depend on, like, what other games are coming out at the time. I think with Bloodborne... No, I think I did play Bloodborne at launch. Oh, straight up a portal. Alright. Hello!
Of all the worlds you could have conquered, you had to choose mine. Such power wasted on a feeble imagination. Damn you!
Well, that was
I
fast.
loved your work, Piety. It was you I wasn't very fond of.
Alright, well, I think she died faster than the Eldritch Horror, because the... Yeah, she did. Because the Eldritch Horror, had a short reprieve. Okay, go back to the Sarn encampment. I will probably town portal. Yeah, we'll just town portal. Hello.
You have claimed the most worthy of prey, Makoru. Piety, the mistress of corruption. I'm not saying the war is over, but you've given Rayclast a much-needed respite. Because of you, this land lives to see another dawn. And don't forget that you've done Grigor and Clarissa a justice of some magnitude. They will wish to speak to you. There is nothing else.
Piety's off to meet the Maker, is she? I'd love to be a fly on the wall of that little chat.
Bring me back something nice, huh?
Right, down to Clarissa.
Wherever he is, I'm sure Tolman knows what you've done. I know you didn't do it for him, or for me. It doesn't matter. Piety's reign of cruelty is over. Thank you. See you.
Piety dies amongst her abominations, her warped dream taunting her, maddeningly out of reach. As a poet, I'm fond of that creed of justice. Here, the executioner needs recompense.
Hey, book a skill.
Unfortunately, Piety was simply a puppet of a greater force. You've cut the strings, but the master remains. Dominus. That key you've picked up, I heard the blackguards talk of it. It's the one key to the Sceptre of God on the northern edge of the blackguard encampment. Only Piety was permitted to carry it. Dominus accessed his laboratory at the summit of the tower via a pulley system rigged to the outside wall. That way will be barred to you. And I heard of no one, not even Piety, going in or coming out of the lower levels. Go with care, Exile. I can't imagine what's inside that tower if even Piety and Dominus feared to tread its steps. Goodbye.
Okay, so we're going back to the Imperial Garden, apparently. Oh, right, that weird locked door. Ow. Oh, I'm assuming we're going up this direction. Hello, Devourer. You honestly aren't worth my time. Farewell. I'm just going to assume this is the right direction. It seems like it. Hello. Send the Sceptre of God. This place doesn't seem good.
Remember, Dominus, what goes up must come down.
Malachi, Laureate Thaumaturge to the Eternal Empire, the Father of Dreams. Is that like a weird bloody baby on his... Oh no, it's a baby holding a gem. I see. Okay, so we're almost done. I keep saying that, but it keeps not quite being true. Gotta figure out what the essences are exactly useful for. Oh, nope, that's my own dude. Ah. Jumping at ghosts. Well, not really, but still. I hope Wonder keeps playing this game. I'm gonna try and just binge through it over the next, like, couple days, unless something else, demands my attention. One of my goals for the next year or 3, well, not year, couple months, is actually to generally play games kind of, not sequentially, but, you know, maybe only switch every once in a while, but generally try and just play one game straight through, and then move on to the next one. Because, as it stands, I really like this game. It's a lot of fun. And it's kind of one of those where it's like, it's a lot easier for me to keep momentum. Whoops. Get back here. Get back here. It's a lot easier for me to keep momentum, by, you know, actively playing it, you know, whenever I can. Because, honestly, I know as soon as, like, Satisfactory actually comes out and stuff, it's going to be real difficult for me to follow further. Oh, the one fear is there might be lore in here. I haven't seen any pop-ups, though, so I'm going to assume it's just kind of a straight shot. Be bad if there's lore that I miss. Oh, no, that's the way I came up. What kind of build am I rolling? Minion Master! Sort of. I mean, currently it's mostly Ball Lightning that's carrying me along. But it's an MM build, all the same. Alright, there's the last waypoint, and there is lore. Oh no!
My dear Chitters, the Empire has lived in fear and ignorance since its inception. Our Asmiri ancestors, in their arrogance, turned their backs on the lessons of the Val. The emperors before you lacked courage, lacked vision, paying lip service to eternity while scrabbling for approval and comfort within the prison of their meager mortal lives. You are not one of those emperors. You are Chittus the Great, the man who will make this empire truly understand the meaning of the word eternal. We shall build this thaumatocracy together, my emperor, gem by gem, immortal by immortal. Your devoted servant, Malachi.
Onwards! So there's lore. I guess it doesn't look like this dungeon is particularly large. It really is kind of a two-pronged tower, isn't it? And or we just reached the top? It certainly looks like we reached the something. This place got messed up in comparison. I'm gonna quickly scoot through just in case. And also it's one of those that we can come back for lore at even higher speeds later on. Because yeah, this place is big and we keep finding the way out. So I kind of can just skip it, which is a bit frustrating. Just because I don't like skipping. I don't like skipping class. I was the only kid that showed up to senior skip day when I was a kid. When I was in high school. I was like, no. We'll go to school. Turns out my math teacher had scheduled a test for that. I was the only one to take it. It was worth a lot too. It was a good test. I was just like, sweet. Everybody else didn't get it. They didn't show up. They were too busy just doing kind of whatever. Oops. I don't know. I wouldn't say I was a model student. I just didn't have anything better to do. Everybody else, like, went to the beach or, like, who knows what. And I was just like, I play video games and I do school stuff. And that was about it. I was a boring high schooler. And honestly, I'm not really sure what I would change if I would ever, like, if I had to go back. I think there was a couple of things I'd change. Namely, less WoW, more hobbies. Hey, Scion! So now if I want to play as her, I think I have access. Cool.
Though we were worlds apart before, Exile has brought us together. Back in Oriath, there were those that referred to me as the Wonder Child. But as you've likely discovered, titles mean little here. Wonder, Exile, Monster, Hero. It's not the name that defines you. It's what you do that makes you what you are in Rayclast. Thank you. You have given me what matters most. The freedom to finish what I started.
Alright, so I finished, I freed her. I know my brother, we played this together. Oh, there's a door behind. I know my brother had, we'd started playing this with my brother, and my dad. Back kind of close to when it came out. Ish? I don't really remember when it was. All I remember is that... Let's see. Should probably actually get skeletons on speedcasts. Now that I'm thinking about it. All I remember is that, like, once again, just like Diablo, we went to bed, or stopped for the night or whatever, and we're like, okay, we'll play more tomorrow. And my brother had just, like, played through the entirety of normal difficulty by himself. And had, like, unlocked the Scion and a bunch of other things. It was unsatisfying. Which is weird, because I actually do the same thing. Oh, is it boss fight time? Hello!
You'd bite the master that called you here, witch?
Wait, are you blue? He's blue. Why is he blue?
Submit, heretic! Have you ever seen the true face of God, Exile?
No. I got a lot of skeletons.
This world is an illusion, Exile.
I like how he warps over here so he can die properly. He got kind of gross. Oh, sweet Betsy Jeebus. That's not a... You're kind of gross. And he's kind of dead.
No cry for you, Dominus. Not a soul.
Oh, you know, the witch comes off as, like, super out of breath, and I'm just like, not really.
You have mounted the summit of the Empire, not a cockroach. You have crushed the bug Emperor and wiped his maggot dreams from the skin of Rayclast. Dominus exiled you, naked and alone, unto the palm of death. But you would not die, would you? No. No. You cuddled death, promised it the world, made it your consort, and so generously shared it with all your fleeting friends here in Rayclast. Not once did you forget what you were. Not a cockroach feeding on the corpse of a dead empire, like the pests you crushed as you walked. A woman. The sort of woman that planted the seed of this empire right here in San so long ago. What teetering and twisted life it still holds dear, this land owes to you, witch. Of course, there will be more. You know that, don't you? Emperors. Avaricious little pests scrabbling to steal the legacy of their betters. Unless we burn that legacy, sear its infection from the flesh of existence. Go north, my lovely unbug. Go to Highgate, to the beginning of the end. Dive headlong into the nightmare sea. Catch and roast yourself a nice big fishy.
Onwards! Let's see, find the exit to... what? Find the exit to Act 4. Oh, it's over here. The aqueduct. Yoink. Alright.
That water just reeks of corruption. Let's see where it comes from.
Yeah, let's. I want to go to bed. It's certainly bedtime. At the same time, we can make it to the next town at the very least. Oh, so the blackguards have been turned into, zombies. Of course. So, I'm not too far off the mark with the whole Eldritch Horror kind of situation, maybe. I mean, maybe not Eldritch Horror, but, you know, the nice big fishy and, well, pretty much everything we've seen of the Vol. And they've all but confirmed it's some kind of demonic horror, extra-dimensional fizzbit. I just want to play one of these games someday where, like, the last boss is just, like, the CEO. There's games like that, aren't there? Where you can, where you, like, get to the end and it's just, like, some kind of souped-up version of, like, someone on the dev team. It's actually a stupid gaffe, obviously. But it'd be a fun joke. I remember, you can get the lead director, whatever guy of Platinum Games in Wonderful 101. Nier is like that. Right, you can get the, wasn't it like the director of Sony or something like that? If I'm remembering correctly, you can actually fight him in one of the DLCs. I never played it, or I never played that far. Nier Automata was great, but I just couldn't bring myself to do the DLCs unless it added more story. As far as I remember, it was just like an arena fight, which was significantly less interesting. I did like Nier Automata, though. It was a neat game. The environments were butt ugly, though. Like, it was just like forest, desert, or rusty imperial. Wow, that was fast. The moment my minions get to them, they just die. Or is that near the first Nier as opposed to Nier Automata? Because I've never played the original Nier. I don't know if I'll ever get the chance. If they do some kind of HD remaster, I'll absolutely play it. But as it stands, I have no PS3. I don't think they have any kind of like HD version for PS4. Maybe someday. I don't know. Backwards compatibility needs to be like a higher priority for a lot of these developers. Honestly, it's actually kind of baffling that it isn't for them. It's maybe not free money necessarily. But like if I could straight up just like buy a bunch of like old PS1 and like N6 or not N64, PS1 GameCube games, I would. Oh, it's a note. No voice acting. Captain Vicente, the Highgate holds the secret to the true origin of the gems. Cleanse that mountain of those Maraketh parasites and secure the entrance to the mines. Do not disappoint me, Vincenti. Vincenti, probably? As you well know, my displeasure can change a man. Okay, is that clarity? So we don't want to upgrade clarity. But we do want to go to Highgate. Oh. Diala's still here?
We opened the gates to you for two reasons only. Dominus and Piety. They made themselves our enemies. You made them dead. Now, Oyan believes there is a third reason. The beast is our enemy. Perhaps you can make it dead as well. I have seen the look in Piety's eyes. I see the look in your eyes, which it is not as different as I had hoped. No matter. The knife in your hand is better than the spear in the rack. I'm watching you.
Might as well talk to some folks. This is a neat area. You'd almost think this is the last chapter, but it's not.
Many great things begin at the foot of a mountain, Exile. So too do many tragedies. Often a path becomes a fork, and the echoes of your actions push you down one side or the other. Do you know where you were being carried? Would you like to?
You are most welcome here, sister. What you did back there in San, it was truly
terrifying. Don't get me wrong, Piety, the rest, they had it coming. But there's no one like that here. These Maraketh, they're good people.
She knows that. Please, sister, ignore Pataris.
My grandfather was a captain in the Ebony Legion. My father too, and me. Just following the path that had been laid out for me.
Until you met me.
Yes, until I met the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen.
Behind bars. An exile waiting to become an experiment. Not quite how I imagined meeting the man of my dreams.
I realized then that I wasn't part of the Ebony Legion anymore. I'd become a blackguard like every other damned legionnaire in San, taking orders from a madman.
Pataris freed me and led us here.
I'd heard about the Maraketh from those few legionnaires who survived the assault on Highgate.
And I talked them into harboring us.
Vanya can be very persuasive when she wants to be.
I like the writing for these two. It's cute.
Kira is a racist bully with that fancy hair crest of hers stuck so far up her.
Come on, Vanya. She's a warrior. It's not her job to be nice. It's her job to defend.
Look all lithe and sweaty when you're watching her train. That's the only job you're interested in.
I'm studying the Maraketh fighting style.
Sure you are, sweetie. I heard of the beast before coming here. Piety talked about it. I suppose she saw no point in keeping secrets from the people she was planning to murder.
I'm so sorry, Vanya.
God, it's not your fault, Pataris. But Piety used to say that the beast was the source of her power. How she managed to turn poor men and women into those things. She kept using a phrase. What was it?
Universal transmogrification. I heard her assistants talk about it too.
The power to change the world into anything you like.
Bloody scary power in the hands of someone like Piety.
Bloody scary power, full stop. Bye.
Seems like the rain's brought out a few worms. Don't think I'm an easy mark, Exile. I've spent more than enough time around exiles to know which way the dagger's pointing, and I'll happily give it a shove in your direction if you try anything wormy. I'm conducting a little dig, the sort of enterprise that could make someone with your particular skill set a very handsome living. Don't worry, you'll not be moving much dirt. No, no. Why smash rocks when you could smash skulls, eh? See you later.
There's so many people to talk to.
The time has come, not a cockroach, to crawl up into the bowels of this nightmare, traverse its innards, and rip out its corrupted heart. Oyun will help us. Go on now. Hobnob with the Maraketh matriarch. Learn what needs to be learned, and quickly. There's a filthy darkness down in that mountain, and it's reeking with impatience to meet you. Tut.
You come to us, a woman like us, and yet nothing like us. While we cloak ourselves in tradition and war, you cloak yourself in thaumaturgy and fear. And that is why you will kill the beast within the mountain. Lady Diala has told me this. She has much faith in you, which, the question is, can we Maraketh share in her faith? Sekema Deshret sealed the mines, trapped the nightmare within its black den. The beast should never have been imprisoned. The beast should have been destroyed, yet for all her ferocity, it seemed that Deshret lacked the courage to do so. And now, after 2 centuries guarding this hole in the ground, this Akara lacks the strength. But you are not Deshret, and you are not one of us. You will succeed where we have failed. Deshret's banner will break the seal and open the mines. It was taken from her when she fell to Vol, the brittle emperor. Take the stairs to the southwest. Descend to the dried lake. You shall have no trouble finding the brittle emperor. You'll smell him before you see him. Bring Deshret's banner home, and you will be free to pass into the darkness as you wish. The Maraketh once stood united under Deshret's banner. That was before the plagues, the tempests, the corruption. Deshret rode here with this Akara, the Kiato, to put an end to the beast's curse, and upon the very threshold of the darkness, she faltered. Perhaps she saw that King Calm had gone there before her and not returned, or perhaps the nightmare simply overcame Deshret's seemingly indomitable courage. Either way, she chose not to ride into the mountain to slay the beast. She closed and sealed the mines and committed this Akara to Highgate's guardianship. The tempests, the plagues, they passed. Of their own accord, or because of Deshret's seal, we do not know. But what I do know is this. When Deshret vowed to watch over these mines, she simply traded one curse for another. Act with care.
There's a peacock over here. It's kind of pretty. I like how they animated it. Usually you don't see animals that well animated. Holy crap, look at this guy. He is dressed for the occasion. Ish.
I am Tasuni, he who peers into the gloom, who hears the black hearts that thunder within the mountain deep. If you seek enlightenment, find a torch. If you seek to understand the nightmare, I can help feel your way through the darkness. I stare into the eyes of madness, Witch. I see a hunger for power that nightmare would most generously satiate, should you choose to ask it.
Oh, we can trade divination cards. Finally.
You shall be rewarded.
Well, there's more lore, technically. I don't think I have the energy for it. The inventory is probably full, isn't it? Yep, it is. But we did get a book of skill. Forgot about that part. Okay. Oh, I don't even remember where we were going next. I almost wish I wasn't checking. We got that one. Where are we going? Okay, so we don't have any Ascendancy skill points. Oh, I can zoom out. Oh boy. I'm not sure if I want to do that. Okay. You get out of here. What are we going for next? There's Grave Pact, which is kind of close. Gets me a little bit more, makes my minions do more damage. We can also head out this way for Trickery. Let's see, Siphon, Coordination. Back leached his health. Acrobatics. Or acrobatics. Huh. There's an entire right side of this this skill build, whatever. It's not minion related. I mean, it makes sense, honestly. But oof. Alright. There's also a jewel socket there. Yeah, so we probably want to head for Grave Pact next. I guess I could head for Quick Recovery. Now let's head for Grave Pact. I'm so far durable enough, so I don't have to worry about it. What level is Wander? I am level 41.
Welcome.
Why? I have no idea. Okay. So apparently, yeah, this was the last act up until they added acts 5 through 10. That is wild. It makes total sense too, but still. Let's see. Wander, how did you react after you saw the Path of Exile massive passive tree the first time? Honestly, I was pretty excited about it. I was actually kind of hoping the nodes did a little bit more, to be honest. Let's see. Aim for 1,000 life before you hit the Act 4 boss. I mean, between life and shield, I'm at 1,000, but yeah, I could do that. But no, I was actually kind of hoping some of them were a little bit more, like, specific or game-changing. And many are, but a lot of them are just, like, pure just stats. Which is nice. I prefer this kind of build system to the standard RPG. You level up, you get this amount of stats. But yeah, to be totally honest, my reaction truly was also, I remember you from Final Fantasy X. Why weren't you in any of the other Final Fantasy games? Like, how rad would that have been if they had really expanded the skill grid system?